What is up, guys? Euclid back here with you again with Vin and Josh once again, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to the Season 5 Reckoning trailer for Halo Infinite. We still love the game. We're still excited to see what is to offer in this season, but for specific reasons, especially with the key art that was presented that they had shown. We haven't seen it yet. The internet's full of spoilers, so we've avoided as best we can. Description says as follows: Halo Infinite Season 5 Reckoning arrives on October 17th, Season 5. Reckoning offers an all-new battle pass featuring flood-inspired rewards, new maps, a new mode, and a sophisticated AI toolkit for Forge. Coming later in Season 5, Firefight King of the Hill offers a refreshing twist on the beloved co-op wave survival mode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Oh.
That is gnarly.
And it's more like it. That's more like it. That's what I wanted. With my biohazard suit.
Well, that's cool. Crystal map hazards.
Dude.
Ooh, he is like gunked out, man. That
yeah.
Guy
Yeah, he's covered in like old
they
sink
even
food.
have it for guns.
What the hell? Cool.
Love that. Oh man, there we go. There
Wanted
it
that
is.
for quite some time.
Yo, let's go!
Nice.
Ah, finally.
Firefight King of the Hill. Yeah, play the shit out of that.
Let's see, Mark 5, baby, let's go!
It's hard not to recognize it.
You can tell just literally from the back, it's the best looking armor in that shot.
It really is. Yeah, the smooth textures and everything. It's super recognizable even from far away. It's confirmed for Mark 5. That's looking pretty sweet. I'm liking how the characters, it almost seemed like, I don't know if they get worse over time with like the biomass taking over their armor, but it looks pretty good. And I was able to mostly dodge that. Like I said, the released art kind of gave it away. But again, I just avoided it. It was easy to do because we were busy today anyways. But that's pretty sweet. That's I would argue a slight frolic in the right direction. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially for multiplayer is still fun. Still a trip.
I love the fact that they're doing flood-themed cosmetics. It feels like they're very much going in on like, okay, you know, people want extravagant, cool-looking stuff, but let's ground it in Halo. Let's ground it in the aesthetic, ground it in things that people enjoy, and I feel like this is such a great way to do it that doesn't revolve around like fractures or very silly designs that don't necessarily like gel with Halo's aesthetic as much. Like these are just, nope, this is homegrown Halo designs. We did this in H2A multiplayer. We did it in Halo 4. Here you go. I love that they've got the gunky, like, polypy looking flood in there, too, like the CE style. I just, so.
Yeah, I've got the two JPEGs that you sent me. That's looking really good, actually. The combined arms operation looks really interesting. Because, like, that threw me off for a second with the AI added to Forge modes and stuff. Like, I know that was always available to people that were a little bit more creative back in the day that wanted to play Halo Custom Edition. But for majority of people, and at the time, myself included, because that was a while ago now, you have to add a little bit of courage to even want to mess with that. But now they're like, it's the accessibility for more people to be able to do this and have the ability to do it, let alone, you know, PC to console, right? That's awesome. Like, you can only ever gain favor and garner favor by doing something like that. And then, you know, the sneak peek here for Winter Contingency 3. I mean, they're clearly going for, like, a future holiday setup with the candy can and present wrappings and stuff like that. But I'm okay with seasonal stuff. It's fun. I mean, I want more of that anyways.
The helmet is definitely Santa inspired if you look at the
Yeah.
design of it with the beard and everything like that. Listen, I don't like it, but I need to see it with other coatings, I think, because maybe that's one of those helmets that, like, with a different coating will look really baller. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And honestly, to give them some credit, the other coating in that image, the one that's like green and red, actually looks pretty cool and pretty restrained.
Yeah.
I like that. That feels more militaristic to me, which I deeply enjoy. It's really cool. The combined arms thumbnail is so sick looking. Like, the fact that we're going to be able to make essentially narrative events and stuff with friendly AI, with friendly aliens, is so cool. I love that.
Yeah, that's something I've always been interested in. I can't tell you how many times. Well, yeah, I can, because I've told you guys both a million times. How many times I told you I played through Halo 2's campaign because of the very peculiar situations where you find yourself in command, in a sense. Command, right? With AI companions. And there's even a mission, I mean, you're going through the quarantine wall in Halo 2's latter campaign area. You get jackals and grunts following you at that time, and it was very interesting. And I wanted more of that. So, but it was a rare snippet, and it was a little thing that I appreciated about it, but you didn't get much of that. And unless you were well versed or knew somebody within Halo, I know people are going to say, "Oh, it's easy. You just do that." No, it's not always that easy. And you don't always have that time to learn, or you don't always want to sacrifice. This is going to make it more accessible for people that maybe don't have the talent or the patience or the know-how or the want to discover how to have this kind of thing with modding scenes or whatever. This is just from the game itself. That's why it's so great.
Yeah. Absolutely. Having that feature integrated in is really cool. I'm excited that we're going to finally have a PvE mode to play together. And Extraction from Halo 4, I remember enjoying that a lot. It's objective focused. I think that, especially if they're doing PvE elements in that, which it seems like they are based on the trailer, I think we're going to have a lot of fun and start playing the game regularly now, which is exciting to me.
I want to. I mean, I've wanted... it's like you want to, but you can't make yourself if there's not the want there. I will tell you guys that the last few times that we played Halo in general, especially MCC, it was a great time. But I want to have that with the current title. I want to feel that way. I want Halo to feel that way. It could come. I know that we can come off a little pessimistic to some people on our podcast and on our coverage and on our reactions. We're not. We're just. It bothers us to say some of the things that we do. But obviously, if we're here covering it, that's because we're wanting to see it flourish. We're wanting to see we want to raise awareness about this, because this is actually a big deal.
Oh yeah,
this is actually a really big deal. I'm excited to see it, and I'm really glad I stayed off of Twitter. I'm sorry, Xer or whatever. I'm really glad that I stayed off of most of social media. It was just YouTube and Disney Plus all day. So, but yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. And to go back to the video, of course I've got to draw it up on a separate because good old sync tube. But to go back to the video, I'm gonna pull it up here 1 second. Did you notice the I gotta pull it up, or I'm not gonna describe it correctly. They definitely they knew how big of a deal it was with the AI inclusion with NPCs.
Oh yeah.
They knew how big of a deal because making battles. Did you guys ever grow up playing older strategy games like Empire Earth or Age of Empires and go to the map editor and just make your own battles? That's something I did as a kid, but you never had that crit. Now with the minds we have now, think about the kind of the maps that the community can make and scenarios that people can make and situations for themselves.
You can put AI I think modding allowed people to do it on all their favorite maps.
Yeah.
But you couldn't play multiplayer, right? AI wouldn't sync. I think that now having it built right into Forge, it's going to be really cool to see some of the map remakes that people create custom firefight experiences on.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
Me too. No, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's very short. I know there's not a lot to cover, but it's definitely worth mentioning. As soon as that character dropped, which I've got it on screen now, I know it's not on sync too, but as soon as that first character it showed him drop, it showed the tendrils of the biomass being produced by the infection forms populating, and then when the AI had actually dropped and stuff, they took a time to mention it, and I don't mind them taking a time to cinematically show this stuff off. I'm glad that they're still putting an effort into doing that, despite everything that's happened in the past with this game. up till now. It's going to be cool. Now we're going to go ahead and I'll actually pull up the article. Looks like you just sent me, Ben. Oh, that's
no,
another.
Sorry. I sent you another image. Let me send the article.
That's fine. This is a worthwhile image. What armor sets do we have here? I know that. Ooh, that's EOD.
Yep. So we got EOD,
Yes.
security. The helmet in the center is Gungnir from Reach, but like they're doing a Reach version of it since the game already has Stormfall, which is the Mark 7 one.
It's got Jack-o'-lantern visor. That's a Halloween thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. The trailer, I think, also had a jack-o'-lantern coating. I wonder if they're going to do like a Halloween thing in the store, or if they're giving a Halloween coating and visor to everybody for free.
Be pretty
when
dope.
Halloween
Yeah.
drops. Yeah.
I think if it's in the trailer, it's going to be free in some way.
And to delve into basically what the article talks about, to kind of like summarize so we don't have to read all of it, they're changing events, how events work. They're not called events anymore, they're called operations. They're going to run from about 4 to 6 weeks. They are still free, but if you choose to put $5 or 500 credits for it, you get like an exclusive item, and you can spend $20 to just clear the whole event and get everything right away.
Okay.
But the thing that they're really changing about operations is that people have complained in the past, like I'm sure it sucks for you that you've missed events. You'll be able to go back and buy event passes for $5 and play an event in the future if you miss it. So if you're gone from the game for like a year and there's an event that dropped that had something you really wanted, you can just go at this point and purchase it retroactively so that you can get that item. Which, I mean, granted, it's a paid solution, but it's still cool that you'll be able to go back and get stuff now, and people don't have to be like, well, I missed this 2-week window, so I can never get this item ever again.
Right. Because beforehand, that option wasn't there. And there are a couple things that I didn't intend to miss, but I did. And, you know.
There's some, like, crazy stuff that, like, if you're a Reach fan and you wore JFO and you were unable to play that particular event, like however long ago that was, you're just out of luck. There's no
it's like
unlocking JFO at all.
Yeah, I'm just glad that that's actually being presented, because obviously they didn't have to present that. So, but what that also means is there's a calling for people that are going through this game again, and they're seeing things that they want, that they chose not to venture forward to, whether it be for the motivation for the game or the lack of yearning to play. Now, what that actually might show, I'll be so bold as to say, is that might actually show that there's a slight increase, at the very least, number of players that are coming back and going, fuck, I missed this, I want to see this, I want to get this for my character. And there's a few, obviously, that I want to get. You guys are pretty good about letting me know. Yeah, well, I still fucking missed them, so... like, I still missed them. I want to go back and get them anyway, so that's probably something that I will do, more than likely.
Yeah. The other big thing that they mentioned in the blog is related to battle passes. They're down from this season forward. They're going down from 100 tiers to 50, but they've gotten rid of the bloat, so there's no duplicate. You like 2 shoulder pads are in different tiers. There's no 4 emblems spread across the whole pass. Everything's consolidated, which to me, yeah, it would have been nice, I guess, to get a 100 tier pass that all the rewards are substantial. But if it's a 100 tier pass with a bunch of nonsense, or 50 tiers where they're all worthwhile, I guess I'll take the one.
I mean, it's hard. Like, garbage. I'm not going to assume anything about how they have things set up there, but it is a lot. Like, I'd say the only reason the battle pass was 100 tiers is because you had easy to produce bloat items like coatings and emblems, and that's the only reason they were ever that large.
Right.
If you wanted unique items that required any like amount of skill from an artist to make, like new weapons or new armor pieces, that takes time, and you can't, like, it's very hard to fill up an entire 100 tier battle pass with just those kinds of items. So,
agreed. Yeah.
No, it is, and it's like I wasn't really motivated to go through it. It really wasn't. And I kind of felt bad about that, but it was like at the same time, it's like, I'm here to play the game. I wasn't even keeping track of what I was getting, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would just, oh, I kind of like that thing that I randomly got for my shoulder pads. I'll do that. Or, oh, I really like that data pad, vanished data pad. I'll put, that kind of thing. Like, but I wasn't looking for or looking forward. This feels like more of a motivator to do that, though. Like, so I think I'm going to enjoy that more.
As long as they don't change the XP payout.
Yeah.
Like, the battle pass should be faster to do now, because you only have half of it to do.
And you can play custom games. So if y'all want to sit there and do firefight and PvE stuff, we could just sit there and do that. Never have to matchmake with sweaty people ever again.
Yeah, I like that. Like, if we don't want to play with people, we can still progress the battle pass. I don't know. They didn't say how much XP the custom games would give, but
well, and I wonder about that too, because the article specifies that if you pay for the premium version of these event passes, that you get bonus XP. So I do wonder if they're decreasing the XP amount by default as well to encourage people to pay up.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
and it might. I don't know. Sometimes with these new updates, there's something. I feel like every update 343 has done, there's always been something hidden in the background that when people discover, it's actually a net negative for the player base or whatever. And I'm sure that, like, we'll find out that XP payouts have been reduced drastically, and now you have to pay extra for each event in order to get it back to normal or something like that.
Right.
I don't know.
That feels like it could be. I'm not saying that's what it is, but for me, my mind goes towards. You guys know how I think. Towards like almost like a fear mongering, like, well, I better keep up with it, whether you're motivated or not. Like, if you don't keep up with it, you're gonna be punished, right?
Yeah,
that's where my brain goes.
It's FOMO. It's fear of missing out, which I think they've been criticized for in the past, and it's good that they're doing this. But simultaneously, it sucks, Euclid. So the first 20 tiers of the 50-tier pass are the free tiers, and you can get your free tiers out of the way for people that don't spend the premium. That's good. However, the free part of the battle pass expires when the first operation starts. So it used to be that you had your pass, you could go through it for free until the next season started. That's not the case anymore. So they've quietly whittled back from their promise originally before the game came out. Oh, we have these free passes. You're never going to worry about missing out. It's all always going to be there. And then when the game launched and Season 2 started, people were like, oh, you can't access the pass if you're free. And it's like, well, now you have to pay for the pass after the season has ended to even access it. And now it's you have to complete the free stuff within a month or you lose access to it and you have to pay for it.
See, I don't like that because, like...
No, you're punishing me. You're making me... You're potentially... Okay. You're going to stress me out. Like, what if somebody is, like, twice as busy as any of the three of us or whatever, or somebody works a lot and they look forward to that Saturday evening of 3 hours they get to play once a week. Those people do exist. There's a lot of them out there.
That's what I was thinking, is that a month sounds like a long time, but everybody has their own unique situation.
Yep.
You can have a lot going on in your life, have a lot of responsibilities, and you can have literally 2 hours out of your week that you have time to play a game. And if you got to complete 20 tiers, again, not knowing how the XP payout's going to be, that 20 tiers could be something you could do in a day. It could also be something that could take you 4 days of playing to unlock those 20 items.
Yep.
So not everybody has the same situation.
Right.
It's
gonna ultimately it still hurts people, and they're not necessarily a minority in the community. Like, as far as the player base and who that affects, that group of people that it affects are usually quieter because they're in the background anyways. They're kind of like us, really. We're kind of getting to that point with our careers and stuff where, with careers and finishing school and all that stuff, to where we kind of have to be a little bit more strategic when we play together. Fortunately, we communicate well and we're able to do that. But even with good communication, you're still limited on time. So we'll squeeze an hour here, 2 hours there. One night we'll pretend that we're still, 14 and stay up till 2 a.m. and that's rare. But other than those freak occasions, right? It still feels like that group of people, and there's a lot of them, are being punished. I mean, we just got excited about PvE modes. That's proof that we're those people.
Yeah. I've told Vin before, like, he and I don't play the game unless we're playing together, really. It's a rare occasion where we might. But I find myself, even though I have the time to play Infinite, I find myself finding time to do anything else, whether that be work or, doing some sort of responsibility I have. And so quickly, something like this exact problem of these free 20 tiers,
right,
can go to the wayside. And then, you're creeping up on the last week and you're trying to cram it all in at once, and that's just stressful.
Right.
And again, a lot of people would probably say, well, that's not 343's problem, etc. That may be fair, but
that's such a weird group of people. First of all, no, fuck them. Seriously though, the serious thing to say is those people. I get where they're coming from. They're playing a lot. They might be more active. I'm happy for them, but you can't just say it's not their problem. Well, we're not children complaining that we're not around enough or visiting our parents. No, we're mostly adults, and we're finding time to still be passionate about something we still love. And here's the truth of it. I love Halo, and I wanted to do well, and I'm excited that we're getting stuff that's making me want to play multiplayer with my buddies more. But in Halo's current state, I don't really feel motivated to go back and play the campaign because it feels empty. Multiplayer is the only thing I really care about right now. I mean, occasionally I'll go back to campaign for the shits and giggles and the vastness, but the point is, multiplayer is where it's at, and in its current state, even, I don't really want to play because, again, we're those people that look forward to PvE. We're not. It's like that song ain't as good as I once was. We're not I'm not like I was when I was playing mini tournaments in high school in Halo 2. That was a different time. I had way more time. This time now, we're literally scheduling in our fucking calendars so we could play together. So because of that, I don't want to play Halo without my buddies. I don't want to play Halo without my friends.
Even think about that. They just hop into a Discord server and their buddies are already there. We have to literally text each other 4 days before. Hey, are you going to be free on Friday night to play for 2 hours?
Yeah, I'll check with my better half. And it's fortunately, we all have supportive families and people we live with and stuff. But again, not everybody has that either. I'm just saying that there are so many situations that are even more extreme than ours. We're right in the middle, the realistic working class individuals, and you pride yourself on it, but it still kind of fucking sucks. So them saying that's not 343's problem is asinine, and it's I remember having that time and just being bummed that some of my older friends that played Halo 3 online with me couldn't be around more, but I understood why. It's always been a concept.
I would ask anyone who would say that to provide me a compelling and good reason for why 343 should have implemented it this way. Because from my perspective, it's completely arbitrary to say, oh, after 4 weeks, the first 20 free tiers of the Battle Pass are no longer free. In fact, we've locked them off. You can't even access them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? Why? What technical reason is there to do that?
Is it supposed to be a motivator to just play now?
To me, that's
not good. That's scare tactic.
Right. And I think what bothers me is that also, I'm guessing if you buy the Battle Pass, it doesn't count. If you paid the money, you just have it. So free players are being told you only have 1 month to unlock these 20 tiers.
Right. So it's a grind.
Or else, give us $10.
To be completely honest with you, I think in there, the only perspective I can understand it from, and this is not, the motive is money, but their perspective, they're trying to frame it as we have 3 operations, and they're all free. Your first operation is the start of the season, it's the Battle Pass stuff, then you transition into Combined Arms, then Winter Contingency 3. So the player should look at it as, oh, I have 3 instances of a couple of weeks where there's a free event going on all the time, which has its own problems with FOMO, but I can understand that a little more. Right. The issue I have is that they promised a Battle Pass which has free tiers and paid tiers. You can't just retroactively be like, our Battle Passes don't have FOMO, but also we're going to limit the time that you can unlock the paid tiers in the Battle Pass. You could just have it always be there and still have events going on. I don't think there's not a problem of having surplus content for people to do. You know?
No.
Right.
It keeps people around. If you have a new player who, I don't know, is unlikely to spend money at first, if they have a bunch of battle passes with free content in them, I feel like that's just a motivator at some point.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head, Ben. Like, it's like, how is this and this, how these things here at the same time? Like, that doesn't, contradictory, I don't know. So, but it is really cool. I really do. I think that stuff we've seen before is part of the reason that they're doing this. I think with the flood, in a sense, like getting that feeling of the flood returning is a very big deal. Because what people really do want, they don't want a remake of old games, though in some senses that's cool too. They just want it to feel like Halo again, to have stuff within it to not feel empty. And campaign-wise, we don't know if we're ever going to get anything else. I know I keep beating that dead horse. But for multiplayer, it's like, there's definitely still hope there. Like, there's still, like, I'm genuinely excited for this. I was excited for the last one. And, you know, fall's coming up. There's no more summer work to do, like I've told you guys. I know that sounds lame, but that goes back to our PvE conversation, which I'm going to keep referencing. Like, a little bit more free time is such a big fucking deal. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm genuinely excited. And honestly, watching this, I was excited. I'm excited for it. I can't say that I felt that a lot beforehand. And after completing the campaign and being kind of underwhelmed. So it's exciting to see this because ultimately I just want to see the game flourish. And I want to see the devs do well, despite idiots above them that didn't make that difficult. So it's a fact, you know. I want to see it do well, and I'm excited for this, and I hope we do see like more seasonal themed things, because that's also exciting. Because, you know, in other games I've seen that. Like, random example, World of Tanks. They're really good about their seasonal events and Halloween and Christmas and just whatever for the holidays, right? But whatever you follow, whatever you believe, but the holidays are fun because it's colorful and there's change, and that's what it's extra. Like, I want that extra, and I feel like that effort is felt when they do things like this. So, good time to have the flood return.
It's definitely kicking in and really changing things, and I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
So.
We just here, like on our podcasts and our shows and stuff, like we want to, what the three of us aim to do is to give credit where it's due. Like, we want to critique, hoping that somebody will see it, but ultimately to give credit where credit is due, because sometimes in our upset nature, people in general, we can be kind of overzealous, right? And we sometimes don't always give the credit where it's due, and I want to give the devs the credit where it's due. We all do, and that's why we do this, because, you know, hopefully one or two of them will see this and know that there are people out there that are rooting for them, and we want to see it do well. We love this series. We've all read the books. We've all gotten locked in on podcasts. Hunt the Truth was still one of the best things ever. I want to see them do well. But there's a lot to be learned here, and but that's mostly directed at the people that are really to blame. So
yeah, for all those people that think that we just sit here and shit talk Infinite, here's the evidence. Okay, we're very excited about this. This is the most excited we've been for Halo in a long time. We don't just reiterate over and over again that the campaign should have had more than one biome. We have other opinions, okay? Right. I promise.
and now, realistically, even if this is the last good season that they make, at least we have Firefight in Forge, and basically have unlimited content from that.
And we're getting Crosscore, and we're getting the Mark V, which I feel like were the two big. Those were like top of my list. Was
Mark V. I thought it was absolutely baffling. The Mark V got like completely left on the cutting room floor for launch. I don't understand that. Also, if any of the devs are listening and you were willing to put flood cosmetics in the game, please give us some classic weapon models.
Right.
Please.
MA5B, 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 MA5B.
At a minimum, the MA5B, please.
Dear God.
I'm not even asking for weapon variants. I'm asking just model replacements at a minimum. Give me the MA5.
It would honestly serve you, the devs. It would serve you guys well. I think you would get a lot of positive retention from that.
I'll pay for it. I'll drop money.
No,
on
don't.
it.
No.
No, wait, hold on. Hear me out.
See what Vin is going through. See what he's willing to do to feel that feeling again. There's a yearning for it.
I will give you Spartan points or whatever you call them for that MA5B. I don't care at this point.
No, Vin'll give you Bing points. Vin's got all them Bing points. Rich on the Bing points.
I won't spend real money on this game ever. Well, maybe if the Mark IV.
I bought the campaign. That's proof that I cared about Infinite. So fuck you. I'm just saying.
I haven't even done that. Damn.
On behalf of all of us who didn't buy the campaign,
it's a cheap cop out, I know, but it wasn't cheap.
I'm surprised, Joshua, that when the Mark V showed up, you didn't just like jump for joy and rocket into the sky like a blaze of fire. I mean, I feel like that's
well, okay.
Yeah, if he did that, it'd probably go blind.
It didn't help that the leakers leaked the Mark V.
Yes.
Several days before the trailer. The leakers and everything.
Yeah.
So
they still had people's dopamine, man.
Yeah.
They still had people's like adrenaline. Like, I mean, without going too far into that subject for obvious reasons, right? Hence previous conversations. It's really selfish, I think, to see something first and then show fucking everybody you know. Yeah. Let them experience it for themselves, or at least go, hey, when you get off work, check this out. Very subtle. Just when you got time. It's awesome. Just want you to see it for yourself instead of, bleh, and I experienced it. Now you get to experience it through me. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, let me have it for myself.
The Mark V specifically was leaked.
That's what, you know what's funny? I missed that because I'm so fucking out of touch at work.
Yeah, you got lucky there, but yeah.
Well, you guys as artists,
disagree with is that if you're constantly leaking video game content, you're a narcissist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
It ties back to what we were talking about, and I think that there's a trend. The primary audience for live service games like this is people with a lot of free time.
Yeah.
AKA non-adults. And the problem is that the people who spoil shit are also people with a lot of free time on their hands, and usually not adults. Yes. Most of them are children.
I won't say any names, but I don't like any of them in the Halo community.
Do you know how good it feels to hear someone say exactly what you're thinking? It makes you feel like you could save the breath. Thank you, Ben. God.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Damn it. I do, because I feel like a broken record. Like, I don't want to say I'm busy anymore because everybody knows it. And like, I feel like an asshole and I want to do more stuff on my channel. And so we have to be strategic, you know? And I think this fall, especially through October and stuff being busier, but it's Halo in general, I would like to just casually stream it with you guys and play some multiplayer. Who gives a shit? So that's how I have to do it as as the adult versions of people that are still in love with the same series. You know, we have to be more strategic with our time. So that's why I stream when I have the time to play games. I don't stream and then go play games for hours. It's either one or the other, and one is sacrificing the other. So if I play games casually, I'm not streaming. That doesn't feel good. So I try to do both. Yeah. And it's still strenuous at times, but I don't know. I think a discussion in the comments is definitely in order. You guys should let us know what you think. What do you think about not only the cosmetics presented here? Mark IV. You said 4 was actually present?
No, 5.
6. I saw 6.
6. 4, unfortunately, my baby is still missing.
I misheard. I'm like, I didn't see 4. Yeah, see, I would have, because I should have known better, because if 4 presented itself, Vin would have like passed out. So
do you want to, before we finish the video, do you want to show him the screenshots of Mark V?
Oh yeah. Let me send you.
Send him to me.
So we all have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
You good?
Talk all day about it, and I'll also post the comparison as well. When
I have to cut this part out, you. If you're hearing this, you didn't cut it out. So.
I'm not gonna cut it out. Does it make you feel better?
Oh, that makes me feel significantly worse.
Why? What? You didn't even say anything bad. It's all right. It's all good, man.
Here you go, Euclid. There's one.
Oh shit! Nice.
Another one.
So this is the most faithful adaptation of the Combat Evolved Mark V that has been seen in games since the original.
Wow.
Everyone says that Halo 4's is great, but what they really mean is the helmet is good.
Right.
Because the torso armor is awful. It doesn't resemble Mark V at all, except a little bit in the back.
Wow.
This is actually really good. I could nitpick it as the biggest Mark V fan. Yeah, there's some.
Good.
If I were to nitpick it, which I'm going to do right now, so piece has some parts that I don't really like that much. Particularly the front, the shape of it, and the back where the lights are supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're not lights. There's no lights on them. A lot of people probably don't care because it looks close enough or whatever.
Josh, I have a Mark V related question that you might be able to answer for me. Why are you so fucking ungrateful?
Then takes a sip right after.
But it's still the best Mark V that has ever been in any of the games, so I'm happy with it.
There's nothing wrong with critique. I mean, you're clearly more excited than it, but that's funny. No, that's cool. No, serious, have to cut that out? I don't want to cut it out. No, Ben. No. We are a brave podcast, and we are raw and unfiltered.
Excuse me.
Have to cut out all that stuff you said.
Euclid should open that one up. That's a really good, solid comparison between the original one, Marcus Leto's fan remake. Marcus Leto's that fan that I don't know what his, cool guy. I don't know what his attachment to Halo is, but cool guy. And then
wow.
Yeah.
Bless them for making a Mark V that proportionally, at least, looks correct.
Yes.
I will say, though, you mentioned this, Joshua, the lack of ribbing, the tech suit ribbing on the thigh armor is very disappointing.
I like the CE tech suit is really cool looking.
Yeah.
You even on the original asset, you can see the ribbing in the legs, and Leto kept that in his remake. I wish the tech suit had some of that. In the Infinite one, the shin and leg armor covers the entire leg instead of being open backed.
Yeah.
But again, that's just me nitpicking. I still really love the armor. It looks excellent,
it looks fantastic.
I'm going to wear it till the game dies. So.
And with crosscore now, you'll be able to make some interesting looks with it. You can mix and match some different helmets and stuff. You could throw the Mark V Zeta on if you feel like that.
No. So. This is certainly predominantly a really good update for the game. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll definitely be streaming it on the channel. So I think that's a good place to close it. I think best for last is kind of the feeling here, because honestly, I think this is my favorite part of this. And it's also nice to see one of your friends kind of get what they want. So it's exciting, but it looks really good from what we've seen, and obviously the screenies that we just shared with you guys on here. But what do you guys think of the update? Do you think, as far as Halo Infinite's multiplayer, I'll just ask it, is this a step in the right direction? And is there anything that you guys can think about? Because discussion's good no matter what you're really talking about if you want the game to benefit. What do you guys want to see in a future update? How do you feel about seasonal and holiday updates? Are you excited and ready for we're already in spooky season, but what do you guys want? Do you want Halo to become this live service model that actually is representative of the time of the year and it's more healthy in that way? I guess some titles have done that, but it's never really felt like a strong point. They've never really carried it like other games I played were really in your face about it, but I fucking loved it. It was really cool. So, I don't know. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think, and to our members of the channel and to our to the patrons of the channel, thank you guys for all your support. You know who you are. And without further ado, we will see you guys in the next video or when we get another update. Until then, Guys, enjoy your spooky season, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye now.